Hello, and welcome to the Oprah Winfrey Show.
Woo!
Oprah,
Thank you.
Oprah!
you're sexy.
Oprah!
I'm your host, Oprah Winfrey. Tonight, we are talking with.
Just keep going.
We're talking with characters from the book White Noise by Don DeLillo. Alright. Tonight we are going to be interviewing 4 characters from the book White Noise. Jack Ladney, the protagonist, Babette, his wife, Heinrich, his son, and one very special guest who we aren't going to tell you yet. Enjoy the show. So today, our first guest is Jack Gladney.
Yeah. Who?
Great to see you.
Thanks for having me, Oprah.
So, how are you doing?
Oh, better.
That's great. So, my first question for you is, what kind of conflicts did you have to go through in this novel?
Well, there were a lot, Oprah. I faced a lot of hard times in my life. But it's good to know that I can come out and I can talk about them on your show.
What the hell was that? So it's
I'll
good
lay
to know.
down some background info for you, Oprah.
You're still going.
No, it's still rolling, man.
Because I don't think you know a lot about me, but I know a lot about you, Oprah.
What the fuck? That's just weird.
I come from this little town in Midwestern America called Blacksmith, where I teach at a college there. It's actually called the College on the Hill. Pretty clever name, I know.
Is it on a hill?
No. I teach a new department.
It's not on a hill. It's a Clipper Hill.
I teach a new departmental studies major called Hitler Studies. It's not that I think Hitler's like a cool guy or anything,
I do.
but I think he's a very important figure in history, and I like to teach my students about that. Maybe not about all the killings, but about how he brought his economy back and how he wasn't such a bad guy. My son Heinrich was sitting on the roof.
Heinrich's a German name.
Yes, I draw a lot of German stuff. You want to know a funny joke, actually, Oprah?
No.
I'll tell you anyway. It's not much of a joke. It's more of like a little fact. I actually don't speak German. I know.
Oh,
what?
He must be kidding.
What?
So I get lessons in my basement, so that when I go to meetings with other German professors, I don't look like such a fool. But back to the main story.
You look like a fool to me.
I like to go in depth with things, Oprah. You'll see that. Very personal thing about me. So my son Heinrich was sitting on the roof, and he came down to get me, and he saw a billowing smoke cloud coming out of a broken down train. And I, being my scholarly self, I knew that couldn't be good. So we went straight to the radio. Oh, Heinrich loves his radios. And and we tuned in, and we learned that it was an explosion of iodine D, which is poisonous
To what?
to our health.
Okay.
So they came in, the government came in, and they evacuated us all, and we had to go to this nearby Boy Scout camp.
I live Boy Scouts.
Why's that?
Okay. But so we were there, and one of the big conflicts that I struggle with today is I went in. They had a mandatory screening to make sure that all of us had not been infected. And when I got in there, the guy said he saw on my file when I told him my name and everything, but I have a very clean record. No arrests, no offenses, no nothing. The guy.
Parking tickets?
Any what?
Parking tickets?
No.
Alright.
And when he saw So I was like, okay, I'll get out of here because I don't think I have it anyway. Because I wasn't suffering any of the
Symptoms?
symptoms. Yes, thank you. But he said he saw red stars and that my file came up as very weird to him. So I got a little nervous because I'm scared of death. Death scares me. So
Oh, you like Hitler?
yeah, it's very strange.
Extremely.
So he said that I was gonna die. Excuse me. But not until 15 to 30 years. So I didn't think anything of it. So I left, and after they had cleaned it all up, the city, nobody really got hurt. We were allowed to go back in, and I found out that my wife was having an affair with this man to get drugs.
Drugs.
What?
Drugs. It's okay. It's okay. It's all good now.
No.
But she was getting drugs that helped her escape her fear of death.
That's terrible.
I know.
I'm so sorry for you.
That's one of the things that made me love her, that she loved to death. So, but,
That's really weird. Throwing it out there.
but, so I got angry as any loving husband would do, and I went and got a gun, and I chased down this man, and I tried to shoot him, and I shot him twice, and I was really scared, so I wanted to make it look like a suicide. So I tried to put the gun in his hand, and as I was leaving, he shot me in my wrist. He shot me right in my wrist.
How painful was that?
It was pretty painful. But at that moment, I had an instant change of heart. An instant change of heart. I went
Right.
back and I took him to the hospital and saved his life.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's really, really sweet of you.
Thank you.
That's sweet of you.
And that's about it for my story.
So-
It ends okay.
So, yeah, that's really tragic story you have there. I hope everything works out for you. But, the next
It
question.
doesn't.
So, my second question for you is, what themes in this book are similar to themes of life in the 1980s? Shut
Are you busy?
up. No, not at all. I told it to shut up.
Okay.
We're gonna cut that, please.
Well, I know that the 1980s was a very large time of self-indulgence and also known as the me generation. So, a lot of the people in this book and in my life are very working for themselves. They're very selfish, trying to get ahead, even myself included. Everything I did to get ahead as a teacher, I did it out of just a want to better my ego, to get people to respect me more, and to get ahead monetarily and distinction. And my wife, she slept with another man for drugs, so we know how that goes.
Bitches.
Have you had any times in your life, Oprah?
I don't have a wife. I'm straight.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, it was great to be here, Oprah. I'm
It's
glad I
great
could
to
tell my
have you.
story.
Everyone, give it up. Good job.
Thank you, thank you.
Our next guest is Jack's son, Heinrich.
Woo! Oprah!
Good job.
Thanks for coming to the show.
Thanks for having me, Oprah. I really appreciate
How do
it.
you find a shake you have there?
Well, you know.
Jim much.
Anyway, back to the interview.
Just try again.
So, so, what makes this book so much different than any other book? Like, what is the author's specific style?
Well, Oprah, my father is kind of a lame ass. He likes to go very in depth in his stories, and this novel really represented and it really displayed his personality through the book. I mean, he is a professor, so he likes to go
Very
into detail.
weird subject, I might add.
What?
He teaches a very weird subject.
He does. It makes me a little scared, but you know, it's cool. What he does is cool. But yeah, like I said, he goes very in depth, he goes very into detail. I mean, unlike other authors, like our friend, like our friend Brett Easton Ellis, who is very
Kind of short to the point.
short to the
He's-
point, kind of
Gets
vague.
right there.
He kind of just
He's a lot more
says
about
what's
the
on his
action.
mind. Yeah, this is a lot more about the characters telling the story. But yeah, the style's very.
Fuck you, Oprah. Our book's just as self-centered as this one. We're both self-indulgent fucks who only care about ourselves and nobody else. Clay from Less Than Zero by Brett Easton Ellis. What are you doing here? This is about death. Your book had nothing to do with that. Death played a huge role in our book, too. For example, I saw a dead guy on the street overdosed on heroin. Just walked up to him and gave him a cigarette and lit it and laughed. We don't fear death. We welcome it.